Hey everybody, Donnie RightSide here. Bookmakers Review coming to you with a preview of Super Bowl 57. Now we got a couple weeks to get this one right, and we will. But it's fun to start to break down the game and take a look at some of these values that could be here well before the game actually kicks off. But just a preview today, the MVP market and maybe some early lines coming out and where that direction might be headed. Now, if we're looking at the Super Bowl, of course, it's going to be the usual suspects, right? The quarterback that wins, or should we say the winning team's quarterback, might cash in that ticket, and probably so. Based on the odds, it looks like that's going to be the preference. Now, also, remember, as of right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are favored to win Super Bowl 57 over the Kansas City Chiefs. Hence, we take a look at Jalen Hurts' odds at a plus 110, followed by Patrick Mahomes at a plus 130. Chances are, in a game that's lined in the 50s, a lot of points will be scored. Therefore, the quarterbacks will be factoring it in, and rightfully so. The next line of players here, between 10 to 1 and 25 to 1. Travis Kelce at 12 to 1, star tight end here for the Kansas City Chiefs. A.J. Brown, 13 to 1, star wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles, as well as Devonta Smith at 24 to 1 as that secondary option. He's had a lot of success under Jalen Hurts, and it makes sense because when we're trying to look at the profile, who's the wide receiver on Kansas City that's going to be stealing the headlines? There's a lot of them, and they seem like they are interchangeable. For the Philadelphia Eagles, not so much. That's why you have Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown under 25 to 1 here to win. And of course, Travis Kelce at 12 to 1. He's the main target option for Patrick Mahomes. But if we sort of slip down that list, you know what makes some sense here? You just saw Hassan Reddick absolutely go bananas against the San Francisco 49ers. He's had a sensational season. And how do you stop Patrick Mahomes and that Kansas City Chiefs high-octane offense? Get pressure on the quarterback organically from the front four. If Hassan Reddick gets home a few times, this game is a little bit sloppy, maybe he enters into the equation here and tops out at that 30 to 1 price point. Other guys that you might be interested in are skill position players. Jerick McKinnon, 50 to 1. Isaiah Pacheco, 50 to 1. Both of those players there from the Kansas City Chiefs. And also 50 to 1, Miles Sanders. Here's the tough part about that too, is because again, when you're looking from a Kansas City perspective, Jerick McKinnon and Isaiah Pacheco are going to share the backfield. The same thing with Miles Sanders. Now granted, we don't have a Boston Scott or a Kenny Gainwell listed that high because Sanders is the bell cow, but we've seen those guys have dominant performances and score touchdowns to take away from Miles Sanders. It's really a split backfield there as well. If you're sliding it all the way down, a guy like Dallas Goedert could be interesting, tight end for the Philadelphia Eagles. And again, if we're expecting points, he's going to have to hold his own in the middle of the field. So if A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are picking apart out there 50 and 60 yards relatively between the two, you take a look here, Dallas Goedert, 60 to 1 price point to be MVP. 5 catches, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Eagles win. Could it happen? Certainly here. But if I'm looking from a defensive perspective, it's probably going to be Hassan Reddick for the Philadelphia Eagles. Offensive perspective, outside of the 2 quarterbacks, sure, Travis Kelce, but I do think A.J. Brown is due for a big game against that inexperienced secondary. Technically, inexperienced might not be the right word. Younger secondary for the Kansas City Chiefs. Because obviously, if you're playing this far into the season by getting to the Super Bowl, you got a little bit of experience, even if you're a younger player and or rookie in the NFL. But right now, early on, before we approach Super Bowl Sunday, it looks like the quarterbacks are going to be the way to go. Once again, Jalen Hurts, plus 110, Patrick Mahomes, plus 130. The leaders in the clubhouse right now. A lot could change from here for now, so make sure you follow through with BMR and check out all of our great options and content, whether it's videos or heading over to the message boards. Fantastic stuff all the way through Super Bowl 57. We got you covered. I'm Donnie Seymour and Donnie RightSide. Either way, we're going to win this game. Trust me on this. For Bookmakers Review, as always, good luck on those wagers.